right, it's time for a discussion, and I have our very own business news editor, Victoria Munga, who's joined us on set. Now, Victoria, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
And, happy International Women's Day.
To you too. Women.
Exactly, and I do hope that you're feeling celebrated. I mean, I celebrate you all the time in the office. I spoil her, silly. I just go all out to impress my boss. She's an amazing person now.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. So can the women give the men a gift by not nagging? That would be the best gift.
That's that one.
Okay.
That's something we'll need to talk about that outside now. There's been a lot going on in the business world this week. There's a lot to talk about, and maybe we can start by the government saying that it is broke. It's been the headline of all newspapers today. Cabinet Secretary of Treasury Henry Rotich has come out to say there is no money.
Yeah.
And they have to cut down on budgets.
Oh, yeah. That was an ambition he made yesterday, and it actually shocked the entire country, you know. For the CS of Treasury, you know, that's the basket of the country. You know,
Yes.
that's where all the money, I mean, that is disbursed to different counties for different projects I mean, that's the disbursement area, if I may use that word. So for him to come out clear and say, you know what, guys, I have no money, the country has no money, it means a lot of things, you know, because I understand he blamed it on KRA, like they're not meeting the target. But then the question is, what are we doing with the money that KRA is collecting? You know, is it being managed properly? You've seen just the other day also the auditor's report indicated that there are secret accounts in State House that have whereby 40 billion shillings cannot be traced, cannot be accounted for. Really, seriously, if we're having such cases, you know, and these accounts, you are not supposed to audit, you're not supposed to ask questions. There are apparently expenditures that no one is not supposed to question them. So if we are hitting a 40 billion expenditure on things that you cannot question, I mean, it means there are a lot of loophole.
It raises a lot.
Oh, yeah.
It
So
raises a lot of
for a
questions.
country to be in a situation where the CS is coming out to say, really, you know, this is like a disaster. We have no money. We are broke. The government is broke. So the question is, how are we spending the money that we've been collecting so far? So it's a question that, or an issue that so many people need to answer questions, right from the counties, the money that is allocated to counties, up to, you know, all the levels, the parastatals and all that. So because many people take government money to be, you know, like a cash cow. You can just probably tender, you know, ask for double prices of things when you tender to government offices. Money is spent just anyhow. And now Rotich says he wants to cut, you know, money allocated to counties by 15 to 17 million shillings, and that's really a big. I mean,
it is a big issue,
yeah.
And hand in hand with that, Rotich claims that he wants the Treasury will be the one controlling the budget that comes out, that is rewarded or rather disbursed to the different counties.
Yeah, but basically that will be a really good move because, but then the issue will be, you know, me as a county of, for example, Mombasa is not the same issue, or the same needs for Mombasa County would not be the same needs for Turkana County. Turkana could need a bigger budget. Mombasa could need probably a smaller one, or Nairobi or whatever. So it will be a little tricky unless they say now it's a blanket budget for everyone, which is actually not going to work because the needs are totally different. Yeah, so
the amount of money that it takes to build Nairobi County is not the amount of money that
and the needs
for Wajir County.
Nairobi could be in need of totally different projects. For example, if Turkana needs to reserve water, for example, and maybe do stuff like irrigation and all that. Nairobi doesn't need that. Nairobi needs infrastructure. Nairobi needs lights. The issues will be different.
They're completely different.
Totally, yeah.
Now, Amunga, I'd like us to just go back a bit, where we had last year and even the year before that, we had different governors complaining that the money that they're getting from the county is not enough. The money that the national government allows them to use to develop the different counties is not enough. And here we are having the Cabinet Secretary of Treasury, Rotich himself, saying that not only is the money not enough, because the governors were complaining the money is not enough, and now Rotich is saying he's going to now even
cut even much more. But the
So
county leadership need to be smart. You know, you have resources. You can generate your own resources there. This will be like, for example, if it's Murang'a County, we have things there that we can do and to generate money in addition to probably what the exchequer gives you. So it's a bit of being smart, get investors, do stuff in there. Should be
and it's
not so high.
It's as you say, the county governors need to be smart. There was also an issue, and the same Rotich is the one who jumped in, and he said when the governors were trying to make a move of increasing the taxes in different counties, he jumped in and said no, because it's not really fair to the taxpayer.
It's for me, it's the national government that should indicate what taxes are.
Exactly. What are we set to see if this happens? What are we set to see with all this confusion?
Let them sit and talk and agree where does the line stop. You know, where does the government stop? Where can the county governments come in? It's a matter of agreeing on things, or and then there has to be measures to ensure that the money that is also given to the counties is properly used. You know, we only wait for the auditor's report. Do we have people going to those counties time to time to look at, you know, this project has this much money, or whoever is responsible should take responsibility, should be surcharged or something. We should see people in court. So if 2-3 people are taken to court and we'll see, like, you know, it's like a real court and well, I know we have courts here, but then
a real court.
I'm sure the next 3 other people will not do the same thing. But then here we see cases go to court, or they say they'll go to court, then they'll keep going to court forever. Yeah. So really, I mean, for me, it's a really worrying thing to say a government is broke.
Okay, we'll be tracking that story for you.
Sure,
I'm sure we will be tracking the story and handing out the feedback back to you now. Mulinga, we are set to see the fuel and electricity prices go up.
Oh yeah.
And
sad.
And the uplift, or rather no, the different rises in this fuel commodities is quite high.
It is.
We are having kerosene going up from 76 shillings to 88 shillings, and we're going to see a super petrol going up from 107 shillings to 120 shillings.
I mean,
what does this mean?
It means more. You're going to pay more for that sukuma wiki you buy. Could be right now. I can see already the people who are selling the 10 shilling pack of sukuma wiki is now at 20 shillings in some places, at least the ones that I've witnessed. So now we are going to see prices of common commodities will shoot up, because they all depend on fuel. Everything comes around fuel
due to transport.
Oh yeah, and this most Kenyans, the average and the low earning Kenyans depend on kerosene to cook. So I mean, everything goes up. The country is broke. You have no money. So
Amunga really does not have hope.
A crisis.
I was going to say electricity is also going up because they use diesel to actually fuel the different generators, and let's not forget that we have been suffering drought for a very long time.
It has
so
been,
all these water bodies that have been helping, or rather have been
generating
electricity is
also,
going to
it
be
means
an
the
issue.
cost of generating electricity is going to go up. So in general, it's just I mean, we Kenyans should just brace for a more expensive life. And I remember the Central Organization for Trade Union workers had said that if we're going to see fuel prices going up, then we're going to have to ask the government to increase wages for the workers. So now it's going to be, I don't know how this is going to end up, but then if you're telling the employers to add the wages, and they're also telling you we don't have money, so then who is to suffer? The common mwananchi.
The common mwananchi, and our taxes are already up as it is.
Yeah.
Now, away from what the common mwananchi said to go through, we've had the youth fund cleanup. I think there were about 7 people who were dismissed from the youth fund. We had here the CEO here just last week.
The CEO was here just last week, you know, for the very first time, speak about the youth fund, which has been an issue that many youth are asking, where is this money? We can't access this money. So just then a day after that, they had that cleanup. They fired about actually 7 bosses for allegedly processing money illegally. You know, that's corruption, definitely. So I talked to him just after that, and he indicated to me that they are going to be taken to court, and if possible, they are going to be surcharged. So I hope this actually happens for them to, because Youth Fund actually doesn't have a really good name out there.
Yeah.
So if this is a step to clean up their mess and have a good name and actually do it like they're saying, then probably the young people can have more hope that the money that is intended for them, it will reach them in good time.
In good time and in good faith. Okay, now away from Youth Fund, of course, we are hoping for the best. Being members of the youth group, we are hoping for the best, and especially the fact that there are no jobs. Many youth members are suffering unemployment.
And this money was supposed to be meant for them to take loans and start up small businesses, you know, enterprises and all that. So hopefully this is going to be the beginning of a new day for them, for the youth. If I'm sure the CEO is watching right now, Mr. What is his name?
John. John, we're on your side. John, we're on your side. Yes.
Oh yeah, should be a beginning of a new day.
Yes. I still insist I'm on your side. Leave Victoria alone. Now, Victoria, please bring us up to speed with the Innovation Week that started yesterday at the University of Nairobi.
Oh yeah, that should be one of the good news after all the bad news.
Where is your...
It is good news. Innovations. Kenyans are showcasing what they can do.
I promise not to bring her here again. You're such an enemy of progress.
I support innovation.
Okay, carry on.
Hundreds of innovators are at University of Nairobi showcasing their, products, what they can do. I mean, there's talent in Kenya, and the international world is here to see. For sure, there's talent in Kenya.
Yeah,
just go to that event and see how much Kenyans have invested in innovations. The problem is they don't have the chance to sell what they have. They just have it, and then nobody gets to see, nobody gets to, because most of them have these great ideas, but then when you speak to them, they'll tell you, well, I don't have money to take this project to another level.
I don't have connections, I don't know who to go to. Yeah.
Oh yes, and this is a great chance for them to meet those international investors over there, and they can B2B, business to business talk, and you never know, you could find your project somewhere in Asia. Yeah, because there's actually talent in Kenya, there's talent in Africa. The issue is opportunities.
So the Innovation Week is all about going to exhibit your products and hopefully get capital by getting an investor to boost your product and get your business out there.
Yeah.
All right. And it has quite a number of youth members, and I think that's why it was done at the University of Nairobi. It's a central area, and it's easier to gather all the youths in one place when it comes to that. Now, let's come down to our different corporates, starting with Nakumatt. Nakumatt.
It's sad. Nakumatt yesterday had, I can say, the biggest blow after suffering financial issues, threats to be auctioned in their different branches. So yesterday was the bomb, for Nakumatt Nyali, the biggest in Mombasa.
I saw the pictures, but for the benefit of our viewers, kindly explain what exactly happened.
Nakumatt Nyali owed its debtors 27 million shillings, and they went to court. And they obtained a court order for the auctioneers to come and throw them out. So the auctioneers were there. They obtained the court order on Monday. So this was executed yesterday. So they came to it was not planned. They were not informed. It was just like they came to work as a normal day to work with their 20 workers. They actually have 20 workers in that particular branch. So the auctioneers came and they just threw things out. Yeah, but the latest information is that they're going back to court to
because they should be a law against that.
But now a court order is a court order. They have to do it.
No
but then the thing is,
them?
even if
no policies to guide them.
No policies to. In fact, the police will be for the auctioneers. The auctioneers will come with the police just in case you want to fight them back. So. But this was after the Nakumatt obtained, they're supposed to have an administrator to just cushion the suppliers and, people who have invested in that. So probably it's supposed to be paid back. If in case they lost, NACMA did not pay them, it's supposed to be paid back. But then
that's really
NACMA tools keeps
and
increasing over and over.
it's actually very,
Yeah.
very sad because I thought 2018 would be a better year for them.
For them, it's
Of course, we're just in the beginning.
Sadly, the plan to merge with Tuskys did not go through, so that was
Right.
their hope.
All right, and we are shutting down, Amunga. So maybe you can just, for 10 seconds, say something about the former KQ CEO who landed a
Buvin
new
Kunze
job.
gets a new job at Safari Link after exiting KQ. So, I mean, well, he had a lot of issues that were said, a lot of blames on him for the sinking of KQ, and now he's gets a job at Safari Link. You know, I am not quite sure, but then, well, I wish him well.
I like using this famous line that all Kenyans use nowadays. Hapo ndo utajua haujui. Right there is where you'll know you actually don't know. There's someone, if KQ didn't have faith in him, there's someone out there who has faith in him.
Someone else has faith in him. Just like the Nakumatt financial officer, the boss of finance, who went to Uchumi.
Yes, there you go. Someone else has faith in you. So thank you very much for joining us today on Business Insight. I do hope you do have a lovely afternoon, the rest of your afternoon. I do hope that it goes on well. Please do take your mother, your sister, your wife, your cousin, take that female human being in your house out, love them and appreciate them on this day that is the International World Women's Day. Thank you for watching Every TV. My name is Nina Shuban.